24 years of toil, pain and sacrifice boiled down to one almighty evening under the Parisian floodlights. Ireland in the green through the great Johnny Sexton. Kick off what could be a Rugby World Cup night for the ages. And the first relieving kick made by Ali Price, in for Ben White, and asking Hugo Keenan to run from deep. A key man in the Ireland side that has won 16 matches on the spin. A national record, 2 more victories, and they equal the most ever. And what we refer to often as Tier 1 teams in the international game. Ireland getting into their shape. Keenan again gets a touch. Sexton. This is Ringrose running the arc. Ireland looking for possession. Ringrose slices Scotland open. Hansen, James Lowe for the corner. 63 seconds gone, and Ireland stupefy the Scots with first phase poison in the Parisian cauldron.
So many weapons in this Irish arsenal, and it was Gary Ringrose who opened it up. Not looking like much was on here, but Scotland just ran out of defenders. Some indecision there as Ringrose squared upfield, and then heaps of options going through the hands. Lowe getting crucial blow, and that will be a huge test for the mental side for this Scottish team. Beautifully executed by the Irish players, hard running, good distribution. Again, so many options available for every Irish player on the field. What a start.
James Lowe was a try scorer in Ireland's most recent win over Scotland in March.
All clear.
He suffered from debilitating juvenile arthritis as a teenager. He may never have dreamed he would reach this pinnacle of rugby union. Johnny Sexton, Ireland's ultimate points machine. He's missed just once from the tee in 15 attempts in this competition. He's missed another, but that is a rip-roaring beginning from this Irish machine.
Well, such is the respect and the understanding of both these great rivals. Absolute silence for that kick, but this was far too easy. Just running out of numbers. And I said, if off the top, if Scotland would have any chance, they had to plant some seeds of doubt early on, and that kind of defending is not going to do it. The #1 team in the world are off and running.
Reminder, Scotland must win by 8 points tonight before we start thinking about bonus points and the like. We haven't beaten Ireland by more than 8 points in a competitive match since 2001, 22 years ago. Their coach Gregor Townsend started at fly half that day. Gibson Park into the sky. Kinghorn comes forward, and that's a fine take from the 6'5" fullback, nearly 2 meters tall. Gilchrist, 33-year-old warhorse in the second row. Russell gets hands on ball for the first time and introduces Sione Tuipulotu, Australian-born with Tongan and Scottish blood in his veins. Schumann. He was caught high, so Scotland have a free play here. Russell zips that pass wide to Dempsey on the touchline. Hansen sends him thudding to the Stade de France turf. Russell again picking his options, finding Schumann. Russell. He's Richard, the captain. Flicks that one on to Kinghorn. Stepping inside to Jones. Scotland up towards the Irish 22. Still have that penalty advantage as they go from touchline to touchline. Russell, lovely ball on to Xander Fagerson. Scotland searching for a quick response. Ireland steal it, and Nick Berry will bring them back.
45 metres out.
Well, much better play from the Scots. Really confident on the ball. Finn Russell controlling the ship. A few concerns there. But again, the Irish, they bent a little bit there, but they didn't break as they look at the review. Guy Easterby, the defence coach.
Gregor Townsend, 74th test in charge of Scotland. He's faced Ireland 8 times in the coaching box. He's been on the losing side on every occasion.
And that was the high tackle there. Just up around. It's Doris.
Come back on. We're going to the
try
corner, guys.
right out of the gates. Don't think they could quite believe their luck, Rob Vickerman, and neither could the coach.
That's how you want to start the game. Incredible, isn't it? This is exactly the tactic that Ireland are looking for. The majority of their tries will be coming from these punching phases, getting in to these Scottish defenders. Scotland conversely love possession as well, and the likes of Russell will relish having ball in hand.
And that decision there, a reflection of the circumstances. We said they need a win, and they need to win by a margin. So taking the line out rather than possible kickable 3 points.
Yeah, it's 5. I need you 2 metres, please. I need you 2 metres.
You fancy George Turner can barely hear the call from his forwards at this line out. Such as the din inside Stade de France. Turner breaks away, and Hugh Jones makes a beeline for Johnny Sexton. Price, Rory Darge, the young open side, wrapped up by Bundy Aki. Ritchie on the blind. Scotland must make the most of these attacking opportunities. Russell loops around to the left. Here's Jones. Van der Merwe, static but still steps out of 2 tackles. Hansen chops the giant down, and Ireland have the penalty.
Over the ball, strong position.
Big tackle from Hansen. Van der Merwe came back in field there. And I have no doubt that the playbook is very much for the Scots around Tuipulotu and Hugh Jones running hard at the legend that is Johnny Sexton. We've seen it twice from Jones.
There's those so-called red zone opportunities when a team is attacking in the 22. But the ruthlessness of their attack is measured by how many tries they score from those positions. And Scotland have let one slip through their fingers.
Numbers!
5, guys.
There is the reaction from Andy Farrell. He's overseen 41 matches as Ireland head coach.
2 metres, please, George.
He's only lost 7.
Thank you.
83% win success rates. The best of any Ireland coach in the professional era. Josh van der Fleer finds Caelan Doris. 2 of the goalie player to Leinster and Dublin, but a little knock-on the floor. Will give Scotland another attacking foothold.
Yes.
Well, they're going to have to go to the bench early here.
That's shot. Time off. 15
I think it's
blue.
going to be an HIA assessment. The independent doctors on the sideline have seen something.
Thank you.
And they're going to have a little look to make sure Blair Welford at the centre of this, that Blair Kinghorn is okay.
To the left of that, yeah. Make sure there's a space before the set.
Blair Kinghorn will troop down the tunnel with Dr. James Robson, the very long-standing, very respected Scotland doctor. Ollie Smith is on for him for the time being. And this is the table as things stand. A win for Ireland would send them top and would book a place in the quarter-finals where they would face the All Blacks next weekend. South Africa would stay second, and they would take on the host nation, France. Whatever the upshots, whatever the outcome, there are going to be some monumental showdowns in these knockout fixtures.
Well, has there ever been a worse reward for winning a big match like this than to get the All Blacks at a World Cup quarter-final stage?
No, okay. Yeah, you heard the call. But please don't stand up, okay?
Massive opportunity now for Scotland in this scrum. Ireland have only conceded 3 tries in the Rugby World Cup. Each of them have been from first phase, and 2 of them have been from scrum. So this is an opportunity, and Scotland will have to try and take to them.
These are 2 of the best defences anywhere in World Rugby. 2 teams with the top defensive statistics in Europe's Six Nations Championship earlier this year. Fields of Athenry reverberates around Stade de France.
Tight head. Straight down onto your knee.
We heard our referee there, Nick Berry, saying the Irish front row player went straight down onto his knee. So another opportunity for Scotland. Yeah, they're going to go for the corner. Keep the pressure on.
Their tight head went down to his knee.
As you said, Jamie, last time in the red zone, nothing to show for it. They want to change that.
I reckon you went early on the set call, and then the tight head went to his knee. Okay. So a bit more control, okay?
Pierre Schumann leads the charge for Scotland. He's built like a whiskey barrel. Chest that must be 64 inches. Big steal from Ireland, but Gibson Park has to take it over the touchline. And Scotland will gain a few metres here and a reprieve.
Well, just some good insight into the conversation that goes on with the referee and the players. And Rob, you picked up a little question there. It's quite revealing.
Yeah, really good. Both teams great with discipline. Less than 10 penalties for both of them. Reach is getting a bit of tension, but the conversation with the referee was about what can we do better. The props know that scrum time's so important, as line-out is. Ireland haven't been functioning well in their line-out throughout this tournament, so that's a welcome sight for Peter O'Mahony.
The Scots do have a very good defensive line-out themselves, so it'd definitely be an area that Ireland address before this game.
Don't anticipate it, wait for me to call. But
just listening again here, the referee's still talking to two of the Irish front row boys.
Okay. I'm trying to take that. Thank you. Jamie, you good? Okay, guys, water off. Water off, guys, we'll get going. Jordan, just up in front, please, wait.
It was Peter O'Mahony who got Irish fingertips on that last Scottish throw, ahead of Richie Gray. Scotland can knock at the Irish door again here. They go to the captain, Richie, at the tail.
Yeah, they both broke. You broke as well.
And they set the drive.
Let's stop once.
Ireland not budging an inch so far. So Scotland must play. Okay. Here's Tuipulotu. Russell playing out the back. Ollie Smith. Darcy Graham darts in the inside, but he's well chopped down by Keenan. And Ireland piling off their feet. Concede another penalty.
I think Ireland having to concede out wide. They were exposed momentarily. They got enough bodies over there.
Yeah, and that's why you didn't get penalised for offside. Did you get that, Finn? Okay, so they've come back over to 15.
So the conversation is that the line-out went past the 15-metre line, so it ceases to be a line-out, and both sets of backs can come up and play. And Russell, perhaps with some frustration they didn't score on that play, sticks it deep into the stands, knowing it's time for his forwards to get to work.
Scotland nudging towards 60% possession in these opening 11 minutes. This is their fourth line-out inside the Irish 22. Richie again is the target.
Yep.
And Scotland once more try to take on this Irish juggernaut up front.
I need to see it moving forward. Okay, 9, get going now.
They're not shifting, so Price releasing Tuipulotu, who tucks the ball under a meaty bicep and carries. Russell standing flat, well taken by Ollie Smith. Hansen stands up to the physical challenge.
No, out.
Price to Darge. Can't escape the clutches of Ian Henderson. Turner running direct. Straight into his opposite man, Sheehan. Russell, a lot of blue jerseys off to the right. Tuipulotu to Smith, who probably saw a glimmer of space opening up. Lost his footing. Dempsey now, the former Australian international. Ty Byrne comes through and sacks Price, but Price bounces clear and gets it onto Darcy Graham. Ireland detonate into that breakdown.
Now stay back, it's blue ball. Stay there, please, keep your leg down.
Scotland have gone 10 metres backwards. Russell has to get it away quickly to Dempsey. Smith stepping. Hugh Jones, in fact, the dancing footwork. Darge, Xander Fagerson.
Tackle release!
British and Irish line.
Thank you, well done.
One of only 4 players in this team to have beaten Ireland. Gilchrist juggles, just about holds on. 11 phases now for Scotland.
Stay down, stay down.
Ireland withstanding the onslaught. Russell pulls it back for Hugh Jones. Again cutting on the inside, again shackled by these green demons. Even Pierre Schumann with all his bulk can't get any go forwards. Russell trying to nick between 2 tackles. Sheehan with a big one. Darge, nifty footwork from the open side. 15 phases now for the Scots. If Ireland can hold them out, it will be a huge psychological boost. Russell again for Schumann. All squirts clear. It's all a bit chaotic now as Russell moves it for Tuipulotu. Front of the riding side saddle, but Aki deals with the Scottish centre. Gilchrist back to Fagerson. Very, very loose this, very unstructured. And it's knocked on by Scotland.
He's lost the ball. He didn't play the ball. It's a legal counter-up and he's knocked the ball on.
18 phases, Scotland pummel away. Ireland smash the door in their faces.
Well, the Irish fans let you know what they think about that. This Scottish team have forced Ireland to make 3 times as many tackles as the Scots. So great possession for Scotland, but they're not able to break it down. Russell wrapped up there. Some big double tackles going in as well. There, the ball's popped loose. And as he said, it got a little bit loose there. And Rob, that's got to be very encouraging for Simon Easterby in the Irish defence system.
Oh, absolutely. You talked about how much possession Scotland like to play with. That's why it's getting celebrated. They did not budge past their 22. Finn Russell is not a fly-half that likes going for drop goals, but in those situations you do wonder if he slips into the pocket and builds a score, it would be a very interesting proposition. Scotland looking encouraging with the ball in hand, but that is a win for Ireland's attack. Just look at the defence, look at these numbers. Massive amount of tackles from them in that phases.
You know, and Scotland have to manage the game as well. We said it's not going to be won or lost in the first 20-30 minutes here. But that kind of work they're forcing the Irish to do may pay off down the road. So they won't be overly concerned, but they would like to see some incursion into that green wall.
Gregor Townsend prides himself on the attacking innovation and incision of his Scottish team. But so far they have no answer to the tsunami of green that is swamping and engulfing them with each passing carry.
Time's on. Okay, so he's set first and he's got his station here. Crouch! Fine! Set!
Penalty Ireland at scrum time.
Same thing as their time head. I need you to keep the feet up underneath you, okay? You've gone straight down.
This time, Scottish tight head.
He needs to bring his feet up. He's gone down there. Yeah.
Deemed to have gone down, not taking his own weight. So not only that defensive stand, but now the relief and territory that will be gained through Johnny Sexton's right boot. He takes his time. And this set piece to set piece with big defensive effort in play is right up Ireland's serve. There you go on the near side, the slip down. Referee Nick Berry in no doubt.
Yeah, sure.
The perplexed look that adorns every front row who's ever been penalised in the history of rugby union, writ large across Xander Fagerson's mug. Now it's Ireland who can attack. O'Mahony rules the skies. Sexton for Bundy Aki. Sexton on the run around. Matt Hansen's off his wing here. Has to cause havoc. That's where the opening try came from. Sheehan pulls it back for Bundy Aki. 2 MasterCard Player of the Match awards in 3 games. Dan Sheehan with his first start of this Rugby World Cup after a foot ligament issue. Big shot from the Scots, and that forces the knock-on from Tadhg Beirne.
Yeah.
Well, this is off the top line-out ball, meaning they don't catch it, they release it quickly, and look at all those options again for the Irish. This time Scotland get enough bodies across, and just the error ultimately as they're trying to offload in tight quarters. So that'll be a little bit of a boost to the men in blue.
It's Grant Gilchrist dislodging the ball from the grasp of Tadhg Beirne. A big lock, the man who's captained Scotland on many occasions, including against Romania last weekend. He's also afraid of mice, incidentally. An unfortunate trait for a 6'8" bloke.
Has anyone suggested that mice might be afraid of him?
Set! Steady! 9, up.
Dempsey breaks for Ali Price. He changed direction, and Ollie Smith's left boot can't go straight to touch Ollie Smith, and he hasn't. And Keenan, twinkle toes, floating with that white paint.
White.
Just managed to avoid grazing the chalk. Russell, end over end, Langwood style. Taken cleanly by James Lowe, who can kick the ball a country mile And he has laced that to within a metre of the Scottish 22. That's a whopper.
It's a massive kick. This one, does he put a foot in touch here as he slides over? Whoa, the fans in the stadium have just seen that view.
Up where the feed is, okay? Not at the back of the scrum.
The referee's going to have a look.
Guys, I've already
Gregor's
checked that he's not clearly in touch.
He's checked it, and he's not clearly in touch.
That's the voice of Brett Cronin, the television match official, who said he's not clearly in touch.
Yeah, time off. Just give me a second, okay, with the time off. Not you, Jamie, sorry, I'm speaking to my timekeeper. My TMO's checked that, okay, he's not clearly out. So we're going to play the line out here.
Those are big calls to say he's not clearly out there.
People, mate, I'll tell you when time's off, okay? I don't want to keep stopping this going on. Are we outside here? Okay, thank you. Guys, we're outside.
Gregor Townsend is flabbergasted. Hugo Keenan did appear to scuttle over the white line. The official's happy. There's no clear evidence that he was in touch. So Scotland attack instead from 80 metres out. And George Turner has to break off on his own. Tadhg Beirne very good in those positions. And Tadhg Beirne has pilfered it back for Ireland. And now the green machine can crank into gear again with Bundy Aki. More carries, more metres made than any player in this competition heading into round 4. Van der Fleer. Gibson Park. Sexton assessing his options. Lovely pass. O'Mahony is galloping away. Gets it to Hansen. And Hansen can't hold on with the line beckoning.
Yeah, time off.
Well, the fairy tale ending might have been written there on his 100th cap. O'Mahony was into space. Just spilled that final pass. Good footwork. Nice angle of run, stepping inside the defender. That left arm frees up the ball. But Hansen can't hold on. These are big moments, and despite that shocking start in the first minute by the Scots, you got to give them credit. They've hung on in absolute anguish for the Irish. They look to put in their second try.
A real point of difference so far in this first 20 minutes is how Ireland really don't accept that tackle. They're running through the contacts, they're keeping that ball alive, which creates the quick ball. It seems that Ireland are doubling up on their tackles, and it's proving very efficient in how they're defending.
Rob, talk to us about accepting the tackles. What does that phrase mean to a rugby league person watching at home?
It's known as the Ardis Sarveya statistic, how far you can run beyond that first point of contact. Those extra 2-3 metres really does absorb more players in the defensive line and creates more space.
Jamie Ritchie is walking wounded right now. He missed Scotland's win over Romania with a head injury. He's now nursing what appears to be a rather sore midriff, and Matt Fagerson is on in his stead. And we may not see the Scotland captain again this evening.
Well, not the first 18 minutes he wanted to see. Side down. Such a great competitor. He's got 80 appearances for Edinburgh Rugby. Great that he was cleared, all precautions taken about a head injury.
That last one was really good, guys. Same again,
Doesn't
okay?
look good there for
all right, let's wind up. Time's on.
Well, the word is Jamie Ritchie's done. It's a permanent substitution. And Finn Russell is the new Scotland captain. So much rests on his unflustered, unflappable shoulders. Look at those action areas. 46% of this 19 minutes played inside the Irish 22. But contrast that stat with the one in the top left corner of your screen. 5 points to 0. Jack Dempsey looks to make some metres for the Scots. And Ali Price can affect the clearance now. And Chase Keenan back. And it's nicely done by Scotland.
Got great energy from the Scots. Dempsey doing what he needs to do from the back of the scrum. And the wee man in the 9 jersey putting his left boot to it. Absolute despair from the skipper.
Sometimes a picture doesn't take any words. For some of these players, Jamie Ritchie included, this will be the biggest game of their lives. And so cruel that the Scotland captain invalided out with less than a quarter gone. Clean ball for Ireland. Johnny Sexton introduces Aki and Doris. to punch some holes in the first line of Scottish defence. Gibson Park. Mac Hansen in hot pursuit of this. Tap back by Ireland, so Van der Fleer can play. Caelan Doris much back in the tackle. Matt Fagerson in there. Gibson Park, he saw that Ollie Smith was out of position. Darcy Graham scurries back quickly enough. Calls for the mark. Didn't appear to be in his 22 when he caught that ball, which is why the Irish crowd on that far side are voicing their disapproval.
Yeah, and just to let you know what's happened there, because he's in his 22-meter, and I think he probably was, just puts out the bent arm and he's allowed to mark the ball, a fair catch, if you will. Now he's been able to clear. I think that ball was in touch, so there won't be a knock on there.
Yeah, send him off then.
Well, a little bit closer than I thought there. Maybe he was jumping back in, but...
Okay, thank you, good to go.
Well, the attrition rate of this game is quite substantial. Mac Hansen, the latest to require some medical attention. He's off for a head injury assessment. And on comes Stuart McCloskey, who, although in unfortunate circumstances, will savour his opportunity to compete at this stage. They've been kept out of this Ireland backline by just the sheer volume of talent that Andy Farrell and Joe Schmidt before him have had, with Ringrose and Aki and Robbie Henshaw, who's injured tonight and not playing. Big chance for McCloskey to make his mark.
And I think that is a big feature about Andy Farrell's team. There is so much depth, but quality depth, real depth, players that can perform at this level, that will rise to the occasion and won't let the side down. And you need that when you're the #1 team in the world and you're trying to go further than Irish teams ever gone before in the Rugby World Cup.
It's uncontested.
That's a tackle. Use now!
Again, Gibson Park tests the Scottish back three in the air. Darcy Graham can't take it. And Ireland can choose scrum or line out here.
Well, a sea of green jerseys there, trying to get in Darcy Graham's head. This is unfortunate. Just doesn't quite time it right. And they're going to choose the line-out, are the Irish?
Scored 4 tries.
That's good. Okay, Graham, come on in,
Darcy
please.
Graham up to 5 for the Rugby World Cup. Only being outstripped by Damien Pruneau, who put Italy to the sword in Lyon last night for France. Ireland are on the attack again. McCloskey's first touch into Bundy Aki.
You're all right, mate. It's all right, mate.
Big meeting of muscle in the middle. Finn Russell with the good shots. Sheehan, he really is the prototype for the modern hooker. 6'3", 110 kilos, but turned over. And Russell can push Ireland back deep. He looks for the 50-22. Keenan saves the day. It's great covering from Hugo Keenan. He ran halfway across Paris to get there. But that's a big moment for the Scots and for Gregor Townsend.
Well, what could have been, had that kick rolled into touch, of course, with the 50-22 law, kicking from onside, your own half, would have been Scotland possession. They've still got possession, but a bit further out. See if they can build something here.
2 meters, please, number 2.
They're not messing around at line-out time, and Ireland steal a second, and the set-piece woes, the ghosts of so many matches in this fixture, coming back to haunt George Turner and the Scottish line-outs.
Okay, use it now, please, 9.
Gibson Park hoofs it over the towering Richie Gray. Graham again catches that one cleanly under significant duress. Price has to skirt around some heavy carriers at the base. Tuipulotu opening up a bit for Scotland here. Tuipulotu straightened and took the contact. Russell again probing the corners. That one easily dealt with by Jamison Gibson Park. James Lowe is down injured on halfway, so Ireland attacking with 14, now defending with 14. Russell sizing up his options, sees a bit of space in behind Gary Ringrose. Cute footballing work from Gary Ringrose. Not bad with ball in hand either. And Ali Price being harried by Ringrose, lashes it out. And it's a good yardage gain for the Irish. And canny play from Gary Ringrose.
Well, dare I say, a bit of Gaelic coming in there, managing the football, the odd-shaped football in Rugby World Cup's case. Watch the touch of the left foot, just traps the ball. Wow, he knows what he's doing there. Absolute class, and then he gets the bounce.
Come back and play at the Parc des Princes for Paris Saint-Germain with skills like that.
Time's off, guys. Time's off.
And James Lowe's eyes been split.
Yeah, just gets a finger from his own teammate.
Okay.
Looks like maybe some friendly fire there, but Rob, the atmosphere here is still remarkable, and you've got to say, after that start, Scotland will be happy to still be only 5 points down.
Yeah, it was one of your own teammates.
The contests are all over the park. This is a great one building. James Lowe and Darcy Gray, but the kicking battle for me is what's exceptional. Finn Russell nailing spirals into the corner. Lowe just nursing the eye from a stray finger.
Okay, guys, we'll get going, eh? Yep.
Battles everywhere. And you got a feel
Yeah,
for
it was
Blair
tight.
Kingon, who will
I
not be
get
taking
that. It was
part.
really tight.
He's failed his HIA, absolutely devastating on the sideline.
You can see the tears swelling in Blair Kinghorn's eyes. It's his 50th cap, but player welfare is paramount. Any suspicion of concussion, any symptom of concussion, and the player plays no further part in the match.
And just to fill you in, that's a process that have gone in with an independent doctor. They have set questions, they have standards they need to meet, so that there's no guessing in this. And again, it's all about player welfare, and Richie as well will be joining him. So a readjusted Scottish side trying to get back into this match.
And that could be crucial as well. Remember, Scotland only have 2 backs on the bench. Now they've got 1. Ollie Smith is already on as Ireland weave their attacking tapestry, and Aki frees the hands. Here's an opportunity. It's Hugo Keenan! Ireland cleaves Scotland to ribbons. Hugo Keenan sears home at the corner. And Scotland have a mountain of Himalayan proportions to scale now.
First phase attacking brilliance from the #1 team in the world. Ball out the back, short ball, but the hands are free, so that keeps it alive. And again, the offload. Keenan gets the try, but what execution from the Irish backline. Perfection.
Hugo Keenan, one of the best fullbacks anywhere in World Rugby. He wasn't picked up by the Leinster province at academy level. They didn't offer him a contract. He hired his own sprint coach. He worked like a beast on the fields and the paddocks of home. And now he is a World Cup try scorer again. Sexton from wide on the left once more. This one sails down the middle. And in a game Scotland had to win by 8 points, they trail 12-0.
Great win, and watch Sexton, he's going to get the ball back again. He handles twice. The team scores. Aki doing his job. Probably the most impactful player in this whole World Cup. And Keenan, the former Sevens player, gets a reward in the far corner.
Ireland have a firm grip on this match, and an even firmer one on top spot in Rugby World Cup Pool B, which would set up a mouth-watering quarter-final against the All Blacks. Ollie Smith. Scotland have time, but they have fired so few meaningful shots at this Irish defence as yet. Did that go forwards?
That's come off a green hand.
No, it didn't, say the referees.
Nothing clear.
Xander Fagerson flung onto by Tyg Byrne. Richie Gray, Tuipulotu. His father Tuifohi will be watching back in Melbourne with his little brother Davi. Proud rugby family, the Tuipulotus. Little brother Mosese with the Waratahs in Australia. Russell inside to Fanamerva. And Ireland hold him up. Fanamerva manages to free a big arm and hit Russell. Jones, what a tackle, Bundy Aki. Jones clears it away in the nick of time. Schumann, a lot of men outside him. Schumann takes the more industrial approach. Russell, Gilchrist, dips his enormous shoulders into Caelan Doris. Again, Scotland building phases and pressure, but once more, this fabulous Ireland defence holding firm. Russell, side ball, Jones again, marauding. Ireland over the ball. Ireland win the penalty. Look at Andrew Porter.
Number one straight on the ball.
120-kilo boulder wedging himself over that ball.
Straight
Gareth Rees, how do you move this man?
Well, fantastic tackle, and look what it means to him. This is what team defense is all about, doing your job, and when the opportunity presents, as it did there, because the Scottish player was isolated, you do your work, you win the penalty, and the team advances down the field through the right boot of your captain.
Ireland winning every battle that matters.
And Jamie, we talked about it, Rob. Be interesting to see if you picked up any vibes down there. But the problem with being down 2 scores is Scotland now have to actually start to chase the game. They get out of their own game plan. They know they need at least a score in this half.
And Ireland are supremely good at maintaining the lead. They don't often give it up. That's their stronghold, that's what they look to do. It just looks as though they're playing with a different level of intensity, both with and without the ball at the moment.
Once more, Peter O'Mahony, the Centurion, claims the ball. And Sheehan, is lifted up by George Turner. Bit of hooker on hooker, tete-a-tete.
And now 3. Ball's just here. Ball's just here. Yeah, just open up if you can. Thank you. Just keep your arm there. Done.
Gibson Park eventually digs it out from beneath the mighty frame of Xander Fagerson. Ireland change direction. Gibson Park for Stuart McCloskey, who takes some stopping. He's a huge man. Gibson Park, the 1-2 with Sexton. And little Irish sprite, the pace setter, moves Ireland deeper and deeper into the Scottish 22.
Stay.
A third try for Ireland could be terminal for the Scots, even at this stage in proceedings. Gibson Park away. Tyke Byrne, the Munsterman, caught on the 5-metre line. Gibson Park, Caelan Doris, they've got an overlap down the left.
Tackle release!
Schumann holds up Doris, then has to let him go. Ireland so close to an all-important third score. Irish foot wedged on Scottish throats. Gibson Park, dummies and darts. Koch's shorts.
No hands, it's rock!
Ireland have the penalty advantage. Ireland can smell Scottish blood, and they're in again. This is Emerald supremacy. And it's Ian Henderson who batters through this faltering, failing Scottish defence, and they're almost out of sight.
Well, the man with 2 World Cups under his belt gets the try in the end, but to a man, every green jersey is firing into rucks, recognizing the need. Look, the scrum half gets isolated, and the boys are piling in, making sure they can win that ruck. Unselfish play. Then it comes to Henderson. Just real intensity being applied at all the right moments by the Irish.
Ireland scored 22 points against Scotland in March. They're almost up to that tally with 7.5 minutes of this first 40 left. Sexton slots the extras, and Ireland can practically taste the quarter-finals.
Well, for me, it's when Gibson Park has a go at the line, the boys get there. Henderson wisely ducks under the Scottish tackle and reaches out. And so much to cheer about for these fans. The first 30 minutes here.
Brilliant shots coming in from our many, many talented camera operators around the ground, capturing the emotion, the contrast. Irish arms in the air, Scottish backsides glued to the seats. Sexton calmly away. Finn Russell wants to play. Scotland already need a miracle. Ollie Smith stepping through the middle. Price. Going inside to Pierre Schumann. Call him the sheriff in the Scottish camp. He's in charge of dishing out the punishments and the fines for lateness and wearing the wrong kit.
Tackle now!
Matt Fagerson running down a blind alley, tries to find a chink of light, but all Scotland are facing is green. Gilchrist releasing Tuipulotu, who steps and then Can't find Hugh Jones, but cries of obstruction from Ireland, not heeded by Nick Berry. Richie Gray, the Glasgow Lighthouse.
Neck roll blue 7, neck roll blue 7.
We'll have a penalty here
Two
because Rory Darge with an illegal clearance.
15-metre line.
There's a neck roll by blue 7 at a previous ruck. On the 15.
Well, that was the voice of Brett Cronin, the Australian television match official who came in not only to your broadcast here, but also to referee Nick Berry, letting him know there was a neck roll, which is a clean-out technique that's no longer allowed to the Scots in trying to secure possession. Just rolled here. We'll see if we got it from our cue. Yeah, there it is. You can't pull on the shoulder, and I think it's Andrew Porter again being the pest in there, getting rolled out. He's had a big first half.
Well, that answers our question. How do you shift Andrew Porter? You have to do it illegally sometimes. It's a good spot by Brett Cronin, our television match official. He does perform that role. He'll feed in little bits of insight and information to Nick Berry, anything that the officials on the pitch or running the touchline haven't seen. What will Gregor Townsend be thinking? He's got to somehow rouse his troops at half-time into some kind of revival. Things could yet get worse.
Still going forward. They're still the same move. Still the same move.
Deliberately, painfully marching Scotland backwards and backwards again. We've got a penalty advantage as well. Dan Sheehan breaks off, hits Gibson Park. This is relentless Irish attack. Van der Fleer, Porter.
On the line, on the line.
They hold them up a metre out, but Ireland come again. Ireland always come again.
Blue, you've come around there. It's the same maul.
And George Turner's maul infringements.
No, he's come around.
We'll give him another shot.
It's the same maul, so he's got to join from the hindmost feet. It's the same maul, but that's what I saw. I can't. I'm not going to have an argument about it.
5 penalties now conceded by the Scots.
Yeah.
Who got the ball?
Yeah, I didn't see it like that.
I think maybe because it broke off.
I didn't see it like that.
So difference of opinion there. Finn Russell acting as the captain, the lone voice to be able to have a discussion with Nick Berry.
Are you tapping, are you?
Okay, how about guys, this Irish team? They're not kicking a touch, so keep your eyes open.
They're easy 10, they're fine.
The Irish pack throw down the gauntlet. Dan Sheehan tucks and trundles. Porter, change of direction, and poor old Nick Berry has run the most convincing of dummy lines.
Boys, I'm in behind the breakdown.
Oh, there. Nick, you've ruined it, mate.
I couldn't see that coming.
Come on, a former professional scrum half. You've got to anticipate that pass, Mr. Berry.
Well, that's how good the deception was. Look, 5 of them on the move, and Berry's the only one who could stop him. That is pretty much a try.
Well, the irony of this from a Scottish point of view is that Nick Berry has made the most telling try-saving intervention. Well, they're looking good there.
But Jamie, how about the diversity of threats this team holds? They've done it through driving line out, there off a set-piece move. The backs have carved it open in open play and off set-piece. This has been fairly comprehensive with 2.5 minutes to go. They've pretty much done it in every way possible.
And the swathe of green
High advantage.
comes once more, and Scotland infringe again. Second scrum penalty conceded by Scotland.
Walking round blue.
6th penalty in total.
Yeah, and it deemed that they were walking around. Scotland can't pull that scrum around to the side. See, as the scrum sits here, great shot from the cable cam. As they walk it around and pulled it around, said the referee. Well, Gibson Park tries to keep it alive, playing advantage.
They're going again. Ireland assemble their monsters for another mighty raid on the Scottish line. Porter feeds it out.
Short on the line!
Ireland inches away from a bonus point try.
Playing advantage, blue offside!
Scotland offside. Ireland have the penalty should they need it. Sexton flings it wide. Keenan's away. Can they catch him? No, they can't. Ireland are searing towards the knockout rounds. This is a first half annihilation by the men in green.
Wow, they hit away at the line, and they ship it wide. Sexton, a little bit of hesitation, but great take from Keenan. Maybe some question whether he got it down. Sexton realized he was unmarked. Good finish here, getting his body low. Does he get the ball down? He bounces once. Ooh, going to be interesting. I wonder if the television match official may have a second look there.
Looked like Keenan had just slid over and got the ball to the line. Ireland with the bonus point try. That means Scotland 2. Let's take a bonus point. That seems very, very fanciful right now.
Game clock has got 39:40 to go. It's 39:40 gone.
Johnny Sexton wipes the sweat from his brow. Takes all of his 60 seconds.
He's kicked it before the clock was up.
And rattles it between the posts. Ireland 26, Scotland 0. And this is what the current score means for Rugby World Cup Pool B. Ireland at the moment recording a bonus point victory. They move from 14 points to 19, from second place to first, and set up a quarter-final against the All Blacks, with South Africa in second, facing France. It almost feels like the job is done for Ireland.
Well, the Springboks analysis team have got an extra 40 minutes, I think, to work on preparing for their quarterfinal.
This was billed as a clash for the ages. Right now, it's one-way traffic.
Just a remarkable step out of the gates in behind him.
Flynn Russell with the shortened restarts. Gets the second half underway. And mission improbable for Scotland. Looks very much like mission impossible. Hugh Jones. Try scored against Ireland back in March. Pierre Schumann. Ireland heading for a 9th win in a row over Scotland. They've played 30 times since the turn of the millennium. Ireland have won 24 of those matches. Richie Gray, one of only 4 Scots in the team to have tasted victory against Ireland. The last time that happened was 2017, under Vern Cotter's aegis as head coach. Price, Matt Fagerson takes it away from big brother Zander. He came on early in the first half for Jamie Ritchie, the captain stricken and invalided out of this match. Dempsey, hardly been seen as Scotland's primary ball carrier. Zander Fagerson again. Scotland saw plenty of possession in the first half, a lot of it in this middle third. Were unable to escape the clutches, the tendrils of this far-reaching, long-lasting Irish defence. Darcy Graham, even he can't unshackle himself. 11 phases now for the Scots. Russell sees a gap, flings it away to Gilchrist. There's Sione Tuipulotu. Jack Dempsey again on to Duan van der Merwe, just the second touch of the game in the 42nd minute. Would have kept him as quiet as a mouse. Russell lashed the crossfield away to Darcy Graham. He took it well, but he was in touch. And even the innovation, the trick plays, are not coming off for Scotland. Johnny Sexton fuming that he was tripped up off the ball. And tempers, you suspect, will fray in the Scottish team. They've been given a battering in the rugby. Pierre Schumann might win the wrestling match.
Well, 2 proud nations, you'd expect them to stand up for themselves, especially when Sexton's one of the players. And Nick Berry's referred it up to the team, always says we're going to have to check this. Assistant referee Wayne Barnes is right in there amongst it.
Well, Johnny Sexton felt he was tripped off the ball after Darcy Graham was caught in touch. Oh, it's kicking off again. It's like chucking out time in the Bastille region.
There's really not much here, but in this cauldron that we've created here, this incredible atmosphere, every push, every stumble, and when that man Omani is involved, he's just trying to get the players to break up here. But why not if you're Scotland? Why not? Change the dynamic, mix it up. You've got to do something.
Peter O'Mahony never takes a backward step, and he's not about to start in his 100th Test match.
Hey, Johnny, could you just take him back and pull everyone down?
All this way.
Just take him back and
it's
pull everyone down.
23 blue.
Okay, Brett, we'll just give him a chance to cool down, mate.
So it's the trip from Ollie Smith.
What that was?
Yeah, sure. So the first thing that happens is 23 blue puts his leg out and trips green 10. Green 10 has a retaliation to him with a push, and 3 blue comes in and flares everything up. So that is what's happened. I can show you a replay of it now.
So we're going to have a look. Ollie Smith, who's come on as a sub, is deemed to have tripped the Irish captain, Johnny Sexton, and then it all sort of kicks off from there.
Okay, your first camera angle is going to come now, Nick.
So it's after Darcy Graham kicks the ball in. There's Ollie Smith. The yellow card.
So that's the
football,
first action. That's number 23 blue that puts his foot out for 10 green.
Yep.
And the second player in there from Scotland is number 3 blue.
It's not number 3 blue, that's Sander Ferguson, who's very slowly making his way over.
Number 3 blue is the first guy that comes in.
But there are plenty blue jerseys.
And then I've reviewed everything else after that, and there's nothing else to look at.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
This is the initial action that started it, Nick.
Yeah, mate, it's taken exception to the trip. Yeah, that's fine. Johnny.
Okay, you're going to come back on screen now, Nick.
Yeah, thanks, mate. So what started it all is he's taken exception to the trip, okay? So that's what started the whole thing. I didn't need what everything else happened afterwards, okay? All the push and shove, okay? So 23 blue is going to go to the bin. He was the one who started it for the trip, okay? But talk to the guys. We don't want everyone coming in, okay? We've still got 35 minutes of footy to play. Thanks. All right, so 23 blues going to the bin.
Wow.
Things go from bad to worse for the Scots. Ollie Smith's act of petulance punished with a yellow card. He's off to the naughty step.
I don't know if I can agree with that. It's obviously not something we want to see in the game.
You're on the 5 over here.
It's a penalty, definitely. How this is a yellow card, I don't know. Yeah.
Right, time on.
Well, this is when it got a bit more tasty, a bit more WWF over there, Rob, right in front of you.
Yeah, it's right in front of me.
Triple H and the Rock, wasn't it?
It was more earthquake and typhoon with those two. Well, that's the first yellow card Scotland have had in this World Cup. Their discipline's been great.
Stay with your front? Okay, you've been crowding a little bit. Just stay with your front.
7 penalties now conceded by the Scots and a yellow card to boot.
5. Stay there.
And Ireland will lap this up. They'll look to continue their dominance. That Sheehan, poor old Nick Berry almost getting in the way of the rampaging hooker. Murray inside, Tagburn, Bundyaki blasting into the 22. Ireland attacking the 14 men of Scotland. Sexton sliding away from Turner's tackle.
Tackle now, open up!
Conor Murray, who's on at scrum half, into Ian Henderson.
Tackle, release! Yes, no.
Murray, front of Flair. Johnny Sexton, Keenan in the line, hunting a hat-trick. Wide they go, here's trouble, this is Gibson Park. Darcy Graham cuts down the scrum half, masquerading as a winger.
Screen foot.
Murray, Gary Ringrose, Sexton standing deep. Ireland menacing again, Gibson Park injecting the pace. Sheehan's on the wing, Sheehan's in for the try! There is no let-up. There's no respite. There is no mercy from Ireland.
Dan Sheehan gets the try. The hooker held the width. But watch the work rate from Jamison Gibson Park. This is a classic in timing. The lines, angles are excellent. This one goes wide. Gibson Park steps infield, keeps the play alive. Does well, lots of support out there. Then he pops up, and watch as 9 moves into the space. He's moving now. He keeps going, and then the final pass is his to give to his hooker, who stretched the Scottish defence, who only have 14 on the park.
Tries all clear.
How important, Gareth, was the speed of ball that Ireland generated there. They thrive off that quick ruck recycling.
We've got this incredible stat that the Irish, despite their dominance, have only got 4 offloads, and that's because they're passing before they engage the tackler. So their timing and their lines of run are just literally very, very, very good, and it's unstoppable right now.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Sexton pulls this one just wide to the left. 31-0 Ireland leads.
The Scottish defence looking fractured because it's all about speed of ball. You mentioned it, but 70% ruck speed for Ireland is less than 3 seconds. That goes up to 78% in the opposition's 22 throughout this tournament, and that man curates most of it.
Ireland have decided they can do without Johnny Sexton for the last 35 minutes. The captain, the totem, withdrawn. Jack Crowley, the young man from Munster, on in his stead. What an ovation the great man has received. His job is done for the evening. So too, virtually, is Ireland's.
What a luxury for head coach Andy Farrell to take his 38-year-old talisman off the park and put him in cotton wool.
He'll be bubble wrapping Sexton on the bench. He has bigger challenges ahead of him in this Rugby World Cup. A date with the All Blacks in the quarter-finals next weekend looms for Ireland.
No, he's missed it.
Scotland have scored 19 tries in this Rugby World Cup, but were tryless against South Africa, scoreless thus far in close to 50 minutes against the Irish juggernauts. Scott Cummings, who's just come on for Grant Gilchrist in the second row, carries. Schumann, Russell, here's Richie Gray, 6 foot 10 inches, over 2 meters tall.
Stay there.
Russell, Sione Tuipulotu facing Apaki, introducing Darcy Graham. Price, Schumann again, carries into heavy traffic. Faster ball for Scotland. Russell, here's Hugh Jones running the arc, Richie Gray with him. Jones, good handling, but then it's let down by Duan van der Merwe, who couldn't hold on. And Tadhg Furlong is lolloping out of a desperate Scottish challenge.
Stay there.
It's like a falling buffalo, big Tadhg Furlong.
Advantage from the knock-on over.
Crowley has an age to pick his spot. And the bounce outfoxes Finn Russell. Russell, that languid, relaxed style. And the deception to Darcy Graham, who can't get away from Doris. Price. Russell, only 2 men outside him. Hugh Jones is one of them, but Bundy Aki has watched that every time.
No hands,
he stood up to that classic Jones step and break on the outside. Schumann, Scotland's most prolific carrier, that's his 10th of the game. And then Price interfered with at the base.
Yeah, Schumann's doing his work. Almost 50 meters made for the prop. That's the one bright note for Gregor Townsend. And they do have a penalty here.
Yep.
Ireland are primed to bring on a battalion of 5 substitutions up front as Russell goes for broke and Keenan keeps it in. And that is Scotland's night in microcosm. Keenan goes to touch, and now Andy Farrell will unleash his own Irish bomb squad. Look at the talent and the beef in shot. Our camera lens is barely wide enough. James Ryan, Grand Slam champion, European champion, is on in the second row. Ronan Kelleher is on at hooker. Finlay Bealham and Dave Kilcoyne come on in the props. And British and Irish Lion Jack Conan, wearing number 20, makes his first Rugby World Cup appearance in the competition. And what an ovation Peter O'Mahony is getting. There are few men who have given so much for the Irish cause, who have nursed every grudge and strained every sinew And the Centurion troops off with another opposition back row well and truly sickened. Scottish lineouts malfunctions. George Turner, of all people, is back there. Well, that was pretty nifty. Sliding and skating and Kent smashing.
Stay there. No, it's still under. No, very close.
Russell, James Ryan hunts him down, but the captain moves it away quickly enough. It's really about pride at this point for Scotland. They're beaten 27-3 by Ireland in the Rugby World Cup in Japan 4 years ago. That was the first match of the pool. It left them needing to beat Japan. They couldn't do that. They crashed out at the pool stage, and they are well and truly bombing their way out of this competition as well.
Don't touch him, 16, out of it. It's under your man. Stay there, no, stay back. It's a dead rough.
No, you can't. It's in the middle of the rough.
Cummins. Russell has not been able to unpick this magnificent Irish defence yet, but he has come up with a 50-22, and that will mean a Scottish throw-in at the line-out.
Well, not very many bright spots, but that is pure class. Because he's in his own half, he just hammers it hard and low. It takes the bounce. A little bit of territory for Scotland, but I don't think if I've seen, Rob, a greater sort of picture of job done as the legion of green jerseys, the impact players, storm onto the field. There's some hurting Scottish bodies out there.
This is a problem for Scotland because they went 6-2 forwards and backs on the bench. Ollie Smith on early for Blair Kinghorn, meaning only scrum half George Horne is left. So Horne is going to have to come on and play on the wing for the stricken Darcy Graham. 4 tries against Romania. He's scarcely had a sniff tonight. And George Horne, the second specialist, is on as a makeshift winger. That means Ali Price must play the full 80 at scrum half too. Tuipulotu, back for Russell. Ireland watching him closely. Van der Merwe, again clattered. Richie Gray running short, running alone. Russell, not Fagerson this time.
Tackle!
Dempsey, the one-out carries for Scotland. Finally making a little headway. Cummings, dummies, and then falls into the tackles. Russell again, threatening this time. Hugh Jones, again, can't get beyond Bundy Aki. He's over that ball.
Out, keep your feet back.
With his big paws on it. Ferguson, Xander Ferguson, neatly on to Pierre Schumann. Dempsey, Russell, taking on the defence. Russell dummies, can't do it all on his own.
No, 21, there's been a
Conor
run.
Murray's ordered off it. Price, dummying, Ireland hold him out. This is as close as Scotland have come. It's taken them the guts of an hour.
Playing advantage, green offside.
Penalty advantage Scotland. Matt Fagerson carries around the corner. Scotland continue to keep it tight and use their forwards.
Yeah, you're good there.
No try forthcoming this time.
Offside.
Irish players offside, but credit this Scottish outfit, down to 14 men. They're pounding away at the line. That's all they can do at this stage.
Ollie Smith's sin bidding period is over. He won't be able to come back on until there's a definitive break in play. Scotland tap and run. Ollie Smith reintroduced. They're back to 15, and Ireland have castled them, ransacked them, forced the knock on. Listen to this place.
Well, the players congratulate, and this educated Irish rugby crowd too. They know what this means. If there's any sort of technical eye had passed over this, that this Scottish attack is just a little bit too deep. Off in Russell. They're not really separating the Irish defenders. Something to look at, but haven't really been able to break it down at all as the big man goes off, and he's put in a fine shift.
11 carries, 63 metres made, ball in hand by Pierre Schumann. In a losing cause, but good individual effort nonetheless. Rory Sutherland, who finished last season in Northern Ireland with Ulster, comes on for him. And then is Princess Anne. She will be impressed by the Irish display. if a little disheartened by what Scotland have served up. Princess Royal, the patron of Scottish rugby. And doesn't that picture tell the tale? 4 years apart, 2 World Cups apart, Scotland being torn apart by an irrepressible Ireland.
I was once captaining a Canadian side at Murrayfield, and the sleet started to happen as Princess Royal was supposed to meet all the players, and she wisely showed a great touch and said, let's get on with this, let's get on with the rugby.
Do it again. Make sure you
Big fan, but not a day that she'll want to celebrate. Scotland still yet to cross the whitewash.
Make sure he's got a slot to go into, please. Make sure he's got a space to go down into, okay? So square that shoulder up. Yep, that's good.
Look at Andrew Porter. Portrait of a warrior. And like all good athletes, he knows where the camera is.
And Jamie, we're now getting to a stage where this is a statement performance. They're now sending messages to the other teams left in the quarterfinals about where Ireland are at the moment.
Set! Time off.
Of course, we've seen that from the All Blacks, and we've seen that from the French this weekend. A great weekend of rugby. But for this Irish team, in what is an incredibly fierce contest, we thought it was going to be, they have just dismantled the Scots. Still 27 minutes to play in this match.
In those 8 successive Ireland victories over Scotland, the average score is Ireland 25, Scotland 11. It's looking a lot prettier for Ireland, a lot uglier for Scotland right now.
Use that, just use it.
Plenty time left on the clock as Jack Crowley, who quarterbacked Munster to the United Rugby Championship title, players. Scotland go fast. Ollie Smith back in the thick of things after a sin binning. Price. Jack Dempsey skates past the challenge of Ronan Kelleher and Finlay Bealham. Russell brings it into Richie Gray. This will be his last appearance in a World Cup, and he's been turned over. Ireland steal it back. That's the narrative for so many of the men out there. They may not get back here again. Players on both teams know that this could be their last shot at the Rugby World Cup. For Ireland, there's still a long way to go potentially. For Scotland, it's all ending in tears.
From blue 4.
Tackle off the ball from
on the
Richie
10
Gray.
metre line midfield.
Work one of the TMO coming in.
On the 10 metre line, yes.
Blue 4.
That's correct, number 4.
It's on Richie Gray. He's not going to go down without a fight. Maybe some frustration coming in there. And Rob, the wave starts to swing around here, and it's largely a green wave as we look in this incredible stadium.
I don't know who it was, to be honest. I just got a call from the TMO.
Yeah, the atmosphere really
4
building.
blue on 7 green.
And Scotland now looking at yet another replacement.
I'll play this one. I didn't have
Battered
one
and Waller on the side. It's been attritional for them. Finn Russell tried to create something, but this is a very much a difficult task on every single facet of this game at the moment.
We're just going to go quiet here and let you take in this atmosphere in the television sets at home. It's special.
Oh, yeah.
The bars of Paris and Saint-Denis will be doing a roaring trade tonight, you fancy.
Thank you, and just take your space. Now hold that, please.
Ireland's line, it's a picture of perfection.
Thank you.
And they've still won a third of the Scottish throws too. They look to keep the scoreboard ticking once again. Murray. Ringrose throws the dummy. Kelleher. Such competition for places in this Irish team. Ronan Kelleher, Finlay Bealham vying with Sheehan and Furlong. James Ryan too. Captained Ireland, captain Leinster. Crowley pulling it back for Bundy Aki, who is sitting down and scuttling opponents. Big Jack Dempsey rocked by Big Bad Bundy. Murray goes blind. Crowley.
Play advantage, 13 blue offside. You got penalty advantage.
Scotland in fringe again. Ireland can rampage again. Crowley stabs the kick over the top. That's a peach! Artistry. Sheer, magnificent artistry. Ireland masters of innovation. And so wonderfully clinical. Gary Ringrose, the try scorer. Jack Crowley's gilded fingerprints all over this.
This doesn't happen without the go forward from those forwards. The 23-year-old puts the outside of his right boot to that. Perfectly weighted. Great finish as well. And Ringrose, who started this match, look at the youngster. He knows it looks good. He's hoping, and yes, it is. Ringrose in for 5.
Gary Ringrose in amongst the tries again. And then Jack Crowley. Ireland have a worthy successor to Johnny Sexton. Another off the academy production line. It was a great big party at Gary Ringrose's parents' house in Dublin when Ireland won the Six Nations Grand Slam just over 7 months ago. I reckon the Ringrose household will be abuzz just now as Crowley lines up the conversion. Off the post. No luck for Jack Crowley. But Ireland move on to 36 unanswered points.
Well, he knew he was going to take a shot here. Just taps it with the outside of his right foot. The weight and the distance was perfect. Well, that physically sums up the frustration of the Scottish team.
Terrific take in the air. Ireland seizing upon it. And Ireland are far from done yet. Ringrose puts it wide to Gibson Park. He's got the legs whirring again. Pocket battleship duel with George Horn.
Tackle now, his knees on the ground.
Crowley. Keenan into Van der Fleer, World Player of the Year in 2022. Ireland weaving those patterns, painting those beautiful attacking pictures. Crowley, another little kick this time. That one harder for Ringrose to get after. Scotland win it back. And Ollie Smith throws it way beyond Tuipulotu. Duan van der Merwe has to try and bake a cake with crumbs, but they gang tackle the monstrous winger. And once more, they've kept Duan van der Merwe out of this match. Russell saw space, looking for the penalty, doesn't get it. And Ireland on the counter with Hugo Keenan. And he drills it back through the arms of Ollie Smith, who's being bamboozled by the ball, and he's knocked it on at the second time of asking. And that is a summation of Scotland's night. And look at Bundy Aki. He sounds the battle cry.
Well, Russell tries to get the call here. The referee's right on top. It says, no, you ran straight into him. And then, again, just summing up what's been going on for Scotland. The bounce not going their way.
Let's go, guys.
Look at Aki. He's been outstanding all tournament. Today, he's got all the go forward for Ireland. And Rob, such an impressive player on both sides of the ball, defence and attack.
Yeah, if you're picking up form players, the Rugby World Cup, Bundy Aki is right at the top of that list. Everything he does is just power-driven, goes forward, gets them over gain line, and then creates opportunities for those around him.
The last one was very low. Okay, you stay there, please. You happy with that?
It's worth noting as well, Ireland's record victory over Scotland is by a margin of 30 points. That came in a Six Nations drubbing in 2015 when Ireland were going for the title, clinched it on the final day at Murrayfield in Edinburgh. They're outstripping that margin just now.
I wonder if those two senior heads there that we just saw in shot know that stat.
Fine!
What a gift the Irish team have given Peter O'Mahony his 100th cap.
Steady!
Little solace, the scrum penalty going against Ireland.
Russell again, gambling. And trickling that ball towards the corner, but Ringrose watches it all the way, keeps it in. VP Nell leading the chase for Scotland, the 37-year-old prop who's just come off the bench. Russell might as well chance his arm at this stage. Outfoxes Ringrose, flings the miracle ball away, and it's well scooped up by Jack Dempsey. Bryce to Gray, Dupolotu looping round. Cummings, there's the dummy. Ian Ashman goes in to help. Scotland desperate to avoid the ignominy of being nilled. All the pre-match talk from the Scots was talk of belief. Gregor Townsend said, "We believe," said, "This is our moment. This is Ian Ashman's moment." Scotland are on the board. 63 brutal, mortifying, tryless, pointless minutes. Scotland at last have troubled the scoreboard. Ewan Ashman gets their opening try.
Yeah, you sense the Scottish weren't going to leave the stadium without something to show for it, and Finn Russell gets the initial break. Nice pick up there, and finally some go forward from the Scots. They ship it out to the side. Nice hands from the centre there.
All clear.
Tui Piloto does well and puts away the replacement hooker, 23-year-old Ewan Ashman.
Ewan Ashman, born in Toronto, Canada, where his father was working. His father a proud Scot, raised in north of England, but very much a Scotsman. And Finn Russell steers that one between the posts. 36 points to 7. And those fans have something to shout about at long last.
Yeah, they perhaps knew they weren't favourites, but they thought they were going to be in it for a bit longer, I feel.
Scotland have used their 8th and final replacement. Rory Darge is off, and Luke Crosby, tough customer from a little town of Livingston in central Scotland, is on wearing jersey 21. So the full complement of Scottish replacements on. And if this match does claim any more injured victims, Scotland will go down to 14. Russell. Scotland look to move it from inside their own 22. George Horn thrives in open prairie. And suddenly it's opened up for Hugh Jones away from Aki. The inside ball knocked back by an Irish hand. And steering away is Ollie Smith. He's got support. Scotland are in again. It may be a forlorn hope right now, but that is one of the tries of the tournament. Finished by Ali Price. And you wonder where this Scotland has been for the past 65 minutes.
Well, finally some return for the Scottish outfit for going wide.
Tries all clear.
Try's been cleared by the TMO. A little regroup for the Irish team. It's not what they expected. Russell adds 2 more. But from deep in their own end, they back themselves. We've been commenting how they haven't been able to break down the Irish. This time they go around the outside. Great pace exhibited by the Scottish backs. Hugh Jones stepping out of the tackle. Unselfish play here, the show and go. And Ali Price, the man who's been the talk of the town all week, gets a nice try.
This is the kind of rugby Scotland have longed to play. This is when they're at their best. Taking opportunities, manipulating defences. But it looks like much too little, far too late. As Ali Price gets his second in as many matches. Matt Fagerson takes Crowley's restart. Scotland this time shaped to kick.
Has been touched.
And cannoning off an Irish paw. Hugo Keenan has it back. Can't get away from Crosby. Crowley. Ian Henderson. Scorer of Ireland's 3rd try. Third of 6 they've mustered tonight. Ronan Kelleher caught by Viepianel. Scott Cummings looked for that turnover, couldn't win it back for Scotland. Ian Henderson off on the rampage once more. Murray, Jack Conan, big moment for him. Suffered a nasty foot injury that kept him out of the early matches. Scotland win the penalty. There is a momentum shift inside Stade de France. And Russell again wastes no time. And on this occasion does make touch.
Well, the referee's going to kill that momentum for the moment, as he wants to see James Ryan looked at, who's injured behind the play. Yeah, big shouts going out for Scotland as they got hands on that ruck ball. There's the big carry from Conan, but he's driven back and look immediately over the ball, supporting his own weight. Great technique from Luke Crosby.
What would you like to do?
James Ryan was carrying an injury into this match. That's one of the reasons Andy Farrell selected Ian Henderson ahead of him. It'd be a big concern to lose him. Such an important player, such an ever-present member of this squad. And there you see all 8 replacements on for the Scots. And Luke Crosby wearing jersey 21 with the all-important penalty. They look to salvage a crumb of solace in the final dozen minutes.
Well, I think it's fitting for the Scottish outfit. They have at least this moment here, 2 tries on the board. The stadium's pumping a bit here. We're in a very difficult pool with the world #1 team and the current world champions in South Africa. It's always going to be tough. They didn't have the first half they wanted. Their first phase of defense has really let them down. But at least now a chance to show the world how good they are and how they can play.
Well, that goes to the front and to Glasgow's Scott Cummings.
Okay, stop once.
Press. Tuipulotu at first receiver. Dummied the pass to Russell, then thundered forth. Richie Gray still full of running. He knows this could be his last Rugby World Cup match.
Because there's been a ruck.
Viepianel, ditto for him at 37 years old. Sutherland, Russell delayed the pass and pulled it back behind Sione Tuipulotu, who can't take it cleanly. And the ball screwing out off an Irish toe.
Oh, okay. So there's no knock on the tackle.
Okay, cool. We've got nothing clear.
Chat with the referees. Russell seems to
We've
think
got
he's seen
nothing
it.
clear there. We've got nothing clear. I didn't see anything.
Disappointment for the man who started this match as captain. Robbie sends a bit of buzz here. The Scottish side showing their pride as they plow into the midway through the 4th quarter here.
Yeah, very much a case of them looking for that unstructured play. That's what Scotland wanted all the way through this game. Unfortunately, it took 63 minutes to really see that. That is the suppression that Ireland can really get on games.
Scotland move it swiftly away from the line-out. Tuipulotu again, trying to blast a chasm in the Irish midfield, unsuccessfully. Nell back to Russell, static and looking for help, and finding George Horn, who is the smallest man in the World Cup, and the hardest to shackle as well. And Ashman coughs it up, drops it cold, and Ireland can punish the Scots here. Bump and trundle from Beelum. Jack Conan can maraud over halfway. Dragged down by Sutherland. Dave Kilcoyne.
Tackle!
The veteran loose head prop, 34 years of age. Curley sends up the crossfield bomb on Duan van der Merwe's side. He leaves it for Ollie Smith. He is caught. Has support though, van der Merwe. Wrapped up, he's not been able to get those giant thighs free and stampeding at any point today. Charge from Jack Dempsey. Russell, Cummings, Sutherland. Oh, what a hit. Gibson Park, wow.
No hands now.
Giving away about half a ton in body weight, sits the big prop down. Russell now. Hugh Jones introducing Ollie Smith. Fundamental, the left-handed pass to Via into the final 10 minutes. Russell wide and flat. Sutherland again. He's created a bit of space for himself. And from proud town of Hawick in the Scottish borders, it's contributed more Scotland internationals than any other town. And Hugo Keenan will call the mark and take the sting out of this attack.
A smart play from Keenan. They don't need to rush this. They've got this game in control.
Stay there, please. Yep.
They've got their quarter-final place booked.
They can step back, can't they?
Yeah, you can, but as
bodies
soon as
out
you
there.
advance, they can come.
The emotional intensity of playing against a team you know this well, knowing how much is on the line, knowing your World Cup could end in the evening. It really does have a toll on the players.
Russell moves it quickly away to Duan van der Merwe, who in turn asks Ollie Smith to make the first cut.
First man, he was fine.
Ireland steal it back. And it's Irish ball. It's Bundy Aki's ball, as it has been on so many occasions at this Rugby World Cup. Jamison Gibson Park out of shot is hugging the left touchline.
So
He wants the cross kick.
That's still in. No, that's still in, guys.
Here it comes from Keenan. Ryan. Crowley now. There is that delicate little boot. This one fielded by Finn Russell. Conor Murray wraps him up. Russell somehow frees up an arm.
Tackle!
Octopus style. Tutu Polotu. There's a bit of wrestling going on. Finn Russell has got Conor Murray pinned for a 3 count. Here's Russell again, the stand-in captain. Ashman, scorer of the first Scottish try. Rice, Sutherland.
Stay there.
The atmosphere inside Stade de France is quiet as it's been all evening. Irish supporters content but subdued as Scotland attack. Scottish fans just hoping for a little more cheer before the final whistle. Russell calls the mark. Russell searching for a 50-22, finding only Jamison Gibson Park.
Come out, guys. Thank you.
That one almost wound up in the Parisian flight path, it was so high. Price has found a lot of unguarded space. Looking for the 50-22. Ball's going to hold up on the 5-metre line. Crowley tracking back.
Green, wait!
He's drilled
Keep
that
waiting,
mile
wait!
downfield.
Okay,
Tired bodies here.
I was just going to say there's some men walking out there, but you can totally understand at the pace of this game.
Almost unrelenting past few minutes. The ball's scarcely been off the pitch. There's hardly been a peep out of Nick Berry's whistle, but there's a loud blast there for another Irish penalty. And it's Jamison Gibson Park over the ball, winning the turnover penalty. He has been everywhere.
Yeah, the little man working hard. Look at him. He knows he's not going to get the ball. He just wants the penalty for his club. It just seems, Rob, that so much has happened in front of this Irish defensive wall. The Scottish couldn't get in behind, and when they did, they didn't get the offloads they needed. And it's played into the hands of the Irish team.
Quite enjoy the secondary tackles as well from Ireland. They're not just content with that first up hit. They're looking to try and secure the ball, stop that offload, and look the runners track them all the way through. And it's been brilliant how they've done it. Even at the point of absolute exhaustion, they still look organised.
La Peña Bayona rings around Stade de France, the adopted anthem of the French people. Look at those stats. Ireland making the vast majority of the tackles they've been asked to.
Inside the 5. Okay, that's stop once.
Final 5 minutes of the match. Contest dominated by Ireland.
Tackle, release!
5 minutes from the quarter-finals, and from another blockbuster date with New Zealand and the All Blacks. big runners. Ireland's attack has been excellent. Ireland's defence too. Only conceded 13 tries in 11 matches in 2023. It's up to 15 and 12 now. It's been so impressive.
Curly them all, guys.
And for once, the attack
held up by blue,
thwarted by Scotland, who set up the maul and have the put in at this scrummage.
Well, not that many people have played Test rugby. Less have played it at a World Cup venue in a crucial must-win pool stage, and you can't really fault either side. They've just put in so much work here, but obviously the Irish have just showed that class, just showed that cohesion, I think, where they seem to have more options than the opposition. They carved up the Scots early on. It's a really, really tight outfit right now, Rob Bickerman, that the other teams will be looking in as to how to get in amongst this Irish team. So many senior vets like that who are leading the charge. The quality throughout the side.
And I think that's what's key to it all. They are so comfortable in how they play Ireland. You know their formations, you know their structures, you can analyse them until you've got no time left in the week. It's just trying to stop it. Players in motion, their efficiency and interplay is what is setting them aside at the moment, and their strength and depth is just ridiculous.
Yeah, that efficiency, they don't seem to waste much energy out there. And their lines have run, they're such a well-rehearsed team. You know, it's a credit, it's a journey this Irish union's been on, Jamie. As you know, you've been watching it from across the water there. They put in so much work for such a long time to get to this stage.
There were bleak days in the 80s and the 90s for Irish rugby when they lost to all manner of teams from all manner of countries. They lost 2 out of 2 to Namibia. They lost 10 out of 11 to Scotland, 11 out of 11 to England. They lost to Samoa, to Italy.
Set!
No longer.
Reset.
No longer.
So many people have contributed. I know our colleague Hugo McNeil talks about the school system, particularly the Leinster school system.
The message I'm getting, guys, bring your height up, please, okay? On that side,
the likes of David Nusafora. I work with Stephen Aboud, who put a lot of time in that program. So many have built this up, school teachers, academy teachers, and this is the result. They're the best team in the world, and for me, they've got to be the favourites going into these quarterfinals.
Okay, just adjust then. Okay.
Ireland penalty.
Reset. Down, hinging. Elbow down, hinge.
You loose head. Elbow down, hinging.
Just to explain, hinging is at the waist, holding that weight. Probably some important minutes here for the substitute there. The youngster Jack Crowley hasn't all gone his way since he's been on there, but you can't replicate this environment and the importance of it.
We're looking at some of the stats on our monitor in front of us. Some of the tackle numbers from Ireland. 21 apiece made by Josh van der Fleer and Caelan Doris in the Irish back row. Most of the pack well into double figures. Bundy Aki too. And now they have a chance to drive another dagger between Scottish ribs. Here goes the splinter group. Van der Fleer and Kelleher in there. Scotland drag them towards the touchline, and the ball is available, so Murray plays it away. Ireland on the hunt for their 7th try of the night. Murray, Doris.
Tackle release!
Met hard and met early on the gain line. Murray plays once more to Van der Fleer. Massive power to weight ratio. The explosive flanker, and another Scottish penalty conceded.
Tackle's complete, and he's still played the ball there, okay? He's got to release the tackler.
Well, Ireland are managing the clock here, and you mentioned the back rowers, Van der Fleer and Doris. You can't do what Ireland have done here tonight without those men doing the work, the body of work. As you said, 42 tackles between them, constant work, and they're still going to pound away at the Scottish line.
Here we go. Ronan Kelleher, a little false start. Now he goes. This has been a pummeling from the Irish pack, and they are hungry for more. Finlay Bealham hoovers up another Irish try. The demolition job is complete.
Nick, there is a clear knock-on by Green beforehand. Clear knock-on, no need to review.
Guys,
Or not.
there was a knock-on in the ruck beforehand. Okay, we're going to have to play the
Stop the
scrum,
music.
Okay?
Stop the commentator.
No.
Finlay Bealham denied the try.
Okay, so it's going to be your scrum.
It's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things, but there was a little fumble
Yeah,
off
it's
an
going to be
Irish
their scrum, guys.
fingertip
There was a knock-on in the lead up to it.
in the build-up.
I'm not sure who it was. TMO picked it up.
So a couple of minutes left. In fact, the clock about to tick into the red, Gareth. So time to anoint your MasterCard player of the match.
Yeah, outstanding work. Started at scrum half for all the key moments, then moved out to the wing. Jamison Gibson Park, your MasterCard player of the match.
Saw his attacking stats there. One of his most impressive interventions was belting Rory Sutherland, a big, beefy Scottish prop at full tilt, 1v1 on the wing. Andy Farrell knows the job is done.
Crouch!
And his features appearing on the big screen is met with a ripple of approval from this huge Irish crowd. Clock is red. Last act for Scotland at the Rugby World Cup 2023. They've got to go from 90 metres just for a consolation try. How much do they want it? How much energy do they have left? Sutherland again, Van der Merwe. Still plenty of running left in those big legs. The first time he makes metres, it's come in the 81st minute, and then Scotland throw it away. Ireland have it back, and Ireland end the